Hello travelers, my name is Bryce and I read tarot. Welcome to Occult Gate. Hello travelers, welcome back to another Pick a Card. For those of you who are new, my name's Bryce, I read tarot. Welcome to Occult Gate. If you're here, I believe you're here for a reason. There's no such thing as coincidence. Join me as we pull back the layers of the universe to get a glimpse into your past life journey. I'm going to use the tarot to gain insight into your past life journey and what that's been all about for you. I'm also going to use mirror scrying to see if I can get a visual glimpse into your past lives. It's been a while since my last video. I've been really sick. This is the kind of thing that just requires a lot of concentration, and unfortunately I'm not able to do a proper reading when I have like an earache or something like that. But I'm back in business now. As you can see in front of me, I have 4 groups of cards: Group Alpha, Group Beta, Group Gamma, and Group Delta. Now all I need you to do is just sit back, relax, close your eyes, and breathe. Breathe slowly, breathe intentionally, and with each exhale, allow all your worries and your anxiety to flow outward with it. I want you to focus on a place beyond yourself. I want you to focus on your higher self. Concentrate on who you are. Once you find yourself in that space, I want you to look back. Open yourself to receive any messages. Once you're done, choose the group of cards that stand out to you the most. You'll find a link to the corresponding timestamp in the description below. Let's see what the cards reveal. Alright, Group Alpha. Well, Group Alpha, we're asking the cards to give us insight into your past life journey. These are the cycles that you may have found yourself having gone through. You know, I can see right off the bat with the 10 of Cups that yours is a soul who's very filled with passion, with desires. Across your past lives, you've been kind of obsessed with attaining something very idealistic spiritually. There's some ultimate level of spiritual attainment that you're after, and it's likely that you see this in your everyday life as well. You're someone who's very idealistic. You try to stay very optimistic about things, and not only that, but I see a lot of passion here. It's likely that there's something that you have a lot of passion for, that you're very passionate about. This could be family, this could be some sort of creative pursuit, something like that. But it's likely that across most of your past lives, you've been someone who's been very passionate about many things, and this can shift from time to time. And over time, you may feel as if you're aligned with something higher than yourself. You may feel as if you're charged with something higher. Sometimes you may feel as if there is a higher force sort of helping determine the way you move forward. And you'd also find that the more you listen to that voice, that the more you feel that you are aligned with your true self. When it comes to spiritual attainment, you're a little bit of a perfectionist. There's something very large when it comes to the big picture that you're after. This is why oftentimes you may find yourself disappointed about certain things, because you are a bit of a perfectionist, and you have very idealistic values. And these values have spanned lifetimes, so it's a little hard for things to kind of live up to what it is that you're trying to attain. You have a very large dream and a large vision, most likely in this lifetime, but also one that spans multiple lifetimes that you may not be fully aware of yet. This card definitely suggests to me that there is some divine purpose here. There's something like a divine mission that you're on. One of the things that I see that sort of challenges you in your pursuit is represented by the Ten of Wands, and this tells me that in this pursuit of this ultimate idealistic vision, that you oftentimes overburden yourself with a lot of work. You do a lot to not only bring happiness to yourself, but to bring happiness to those around you. Ultimately, that is your goal. You want to make things better for everyone. But at times, people's negativity may get to you because it kind of casts some shade on your sunlight. This is something that will really get to you. You may find yourself distancing yourself from people like this, or at other times you may become a little obsessed with what these people really think. Regardless, your idealistic virtues and your perfectionism has kind of left you overburdened in many lifetimes. You take on too many responsibilities. Sometimes you take on the troubles of others. You carry the weight and the burdens of many of those around you, and that you do this willingly, and this is just your true nature. In the past, I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune, and this is a big destiny card. This card speaks a lot about the way things are meant to be. This definitely suggests to me that there's some divine purpose here driving what it is that you do and who you are. This probably has a lot to do with your large vision and your idealistic views. The Wheel of Fortune definitely suggests to me that there are some divine purpose here, and this is closely aligned to who you are and what it is that you're meant to attain over multiple lifetimes. This likely has a lot to do with this large idealistic vision of what it is that you're after. In your pursuit of these things, which you may repeat multiple times, you're really trying to attain something that you see as perfection. And in doing so, you take on all of these extra responsibilities, maybe the weight of others' problems and what they think of it. You try to bring joy to those around you. You try to paint an optimistic picture. You try to align people with what it is that you think and believe, and you believe that that's going to carry you forward. But the thing is, in doing so, you kind of overburden yourself, and you end up bearing too much weight. And, I think that's part of your lesson here, is that you need to learn to kind of separate yourself from this approach. And the cards are definitely reflecting that. I can see that with the Nine of Pentacles, you kind of want to be independent of others. You want your own stability and your own security. You need a freedom. You need a place from which you can kind of retract and recreate. You need the right spot to jump off from. You likely feel as if the circumstances were right, you would be able to jump forward much better. You likely feel as if you need a place to start from where you can be creative and sort of free your mind of a lot of these burdens. But in doing so, you kind of take on more and more of these burdens, and this becomes more and more of a hard thing to accomplish. I also see that with the Ace of Swords, you've always been all about seeing things clearly, all about getting straight to the truth and cutting through the confusion. It's not that you don't know how to succeed and that you don't know how to move forward. You're quite clear on that. Like I said, this idealistic nature of yours really kind of draws those in around you, and you kind of take them on as way as well. And ultimately, I can see that where you're going with this is the Queen of Pentacles, and this is where this typically ends up for you. You end up being the person that many rely on. You end up being someone who has taken it on their own to kind of care for those around them and see that they're safe and secure and things like that. So you kind of end up lending all of this energy that you have into the lives of others. And you kind of end up letting what people around you bring to the table kind of affect where everything goes, even for you. And this always leaves you kind of falling short of this attainment that you're after, this state of spiritual being that you're trying to attain. And much of this has to do with the way you feel. Much of this has to do with things you want to create. And much of this has to do with the passions you have and being able to give birth to those. But when it's all said and done, like I said, much of this is redirected into other burdens that you have taken on along the way. And this has likely happened for you more than once. And it's also quite clear to me with the Five of Swords that there's likely someone who you've known across multiple lifetimes, who you've crossed paths with, and this person is closely linked to you, to your soul in one way or another. And this is someone who is at times going to seem like a friend, but other times they may seem like one of your worst enemies. Now, for one reason or another, this person always ends up being very important to you. And as a result, of course, you end up caring how this person feels and what they think, and a lot of what they feel and think gets poured into your life as well, and affects it directly. This is someone who may have betrayed you multiple times. This is someone who you may end up finding out lies to you, but for one reason or another, you can't quite sever the connection with this person because they're so closely linked to you that you end up crossing paths with them multiple times. And much of the reason for this is some unresolved things in the relationship that you have with this person. This person likely brings some negativity with them when it comes to you, and this also directly affects your situation and kind of keeps you locked into a cycle. I could say you need to be wary of this person, but it's not really going to matter because this is someone who's very closely linked to you. So this is someone with who you have to take a different approach. There's some part of this relationship that needs to be altered, some part of this interaction that needs to be different. And I can see that some of this causes a lot of confusion in your life and ends up kind of weighing you down. As I said, over time, these things build up and make you feel as if what you want to attain is further and further out of reach or less and less clear. You may feel as if you were never quite clear on it in the first place, but it is attainable. And what the cards are suggesting to me here is that over time it'll become something that you become less and less passionate about as you become more and more burdened. I can see that what you really want and hope for is represented by the King of Swords, and this is telling me that there's some aspect of your past life journey which you feel you need to have more authority over. You feel as if you need to be more cold about, and this has a lot to do with clarity of mind and will. You like I said, you really do know the way to move forward. You have the ability, you have the skill, you have the clarity, but over time it becomes more and more clouded. And as that happens, you become more and more burdened, and you may feel as if you're kind of giving up on your dreams, or letting them be hijacked by practicality or the will of others, things like that. But I can definitely see that there's something here that you want to create. There's something here that you're charged by divine powers to build. And you may have been able to do that at times, and you may feel as if much of the time you're spending here, you're kind of struggling to attain it. And much of this cycle I'm speaking about is why. These people that you cross paths with over multiple lifetimes, they play into these things. Unresolved relationships, an idea of perfectionism, a lot of idealism here, and paired with a lot of passion, but also someone who cares a lot about others and those around them. And what ends up happening is you become overburdened and many of the times fall short of what it is that you're wanting to attain. And that may be what you're feeling like in this lifetime as well. But I can see that you really want clarity. You really want the confusion to clear, and you want to know the right way forward. But not only that, you want to have the authority over yourself and the situation enough to where you can say, you know what? I don't care about that. I know what I should do and move forward. And for one reason or another, that oftentimes proves difficult to you. And the cards are kind of reflecting that here with a lot of the conclusion that they're giving me. I'm seeing here that what needs to end up happening and what likely will end up happening is that you turn your back on a lot of these burdensome emotions, these things that kind of hold you down and hold you back, and you turn your back on them and decide to follow your dream. And that's the right way forward. That's what the cards are saying is bound to happen. But this is something that's going to help you to be aware of, because one of the biggest pieces of advice that the cards have for you here is represented by the Page of Pentacles. And I think this is telling you to get back to your original purpose. Remember what it is that you're charged to do. Why is it that you're so passionate about life? Why is it that you have such high ideals? The cards are telling me that you should know that there's a reason for that. There's a reason why you feel as if you have a purpose here. It's because you do. You are charged with something, and there is something you're supposed to attain, and the direction you feel yourself gravitated towards is your mile marker. It is your signpost. It's what tells you where you should be and where you should be going. The cards are also saying that you know how to follow that, and you know when something is wrong. But like I said, you've taken on all these burdens, and you let those affect you as well. What the cards are saying with the Page of Pentacles is that you should reevaluate those things and reinvent yourself. Turn your back on the things that you need to turn your back on. Prioritize things. Get back to who you are and reinvent who you are now according to that image. This will lead you to a much more fulfilling life. The cards are very adamant here that you are full of purpose, There's something that you're destined to do here. There's something that you're supposed to do here. Many of the things, the way they are, it's the way they're supposed to be. And it's the way that these are the things that you need to deal with in order to attain what it is that you're after. And make no mistake, you may shift the concentration of these energies that are inside of you to worldly passions and things like that, but really it is just another container to fill with the passion that you have for something that you may not even be able to fully understand yet. It doesn't matter though, wherever you place this passion, it'll take you in that direction as so long as you follow it. And I think the cards are really trying to tell you that right now. You should know that the ultimate conclusion here and the ultimate path forward towards what it is that you're trying to attain, the thing that you're very passionate about, the way towards that is to turn your back on the things that hold you back. And, this is about turning your back on things. This is about following your dream at the same time. So this is something that is bound to happen, and this is what's going to lead you to fulfillment. One of the things that you should realize is that you can't take everyone with you on this journey. And if there are people that are around you that have always been there, that have contradicting views and always kind of seem to throw a wrench in your gears at the wrong time, you should be aware of these people, but also be aware of your connection to them and how something needs to be resolved there. Ultimately, this person may be the person that helps drive you forward in the long run. The Page of Pentacles definitely urges you to reinvent yourself, to rethink your approach to life, and to kind of purify your intentions and your passions. Break them down to what they truly are. Ask yourself, where do they come from? I think you'll find a lot of answers there. All right, Group Alpha, I'm now going to turn to the mirror to see if I can bring some images to us from your past lives. All right, Group Alpha. What I'm doing here is looking into the mirror for bits and pieces of imagery from your past lives. The idea here is to kind of connect you to some of those memories, or maybe try to wake them up or bring them back to you. And one of the things I'm getting right off the bat is a image of a room made of stone. I can see a fire going in something in the middle of this room. There's a wind, a cool wind blowing through this room, and it blows the fire out. I have a strong sense of this being sea air, and this image is pretty important. It popped right out. I'm getting the impression that there's been a lot of waiting here. I'm now getting the image of moonlit waters, waves crashing against rocks, and a ship. I see a ship or something like that not far off. I'm seeing lots of things laid out on a table. These are things from all over. I'm seeing jewelry, spices. There's a lot of smells involved here. There's a lot of excitement surrounding these things. I'm seeing a celebration. I'm seeing a lot of drinking. I'm seeing a lot of happiness surrounding this situation. A lot of excitement. Now I'm getting an image of a man. This is someone with a beard. This is someone who's dressed nicely for the time period, which I would say this could be early Europe, something like that. This person is smiling and talking very gently. This person is someone that you trust. Now I'm seeing arguments. I'm seeing some disagreements breaking out amongst you and those close to you. This is surrounding the things that were laid out on the table. This is causing some problems. I can see that this man is involved. This man has a very a very convincing smile. I'm getting the impression here that you're someone who lives in a very close-knit family. This is quite a large place that you live in. You may be well off. I can see that there's a lot of excitement over the financial prospects of these things. And I can also see this man causing trouble with you and those close to you. I'm getting images of a forest. This really looks like a clearing or a grove of some sort. It appears that there is some sort of ritual or ceremony taking place. The atmosphere is not very happy. This is something kind of scary but not threatening. I'm seeing a figure with horns on their head. This is something like antlers. I'm getting the impression that this is a turning point. Now I'm getting a lot of smells of spices, wine, things like that. I see lots of money changing hands. I see this man again, and I'm seeing trouble reemerging. I'm seeing arguments yet again. It appears that this man has betrayed you. It could be that something was stolen. Definitely, this is a situation where something has been lost. Someone has gotten over on you. I'm seeing this causing problems with those around you. I'm getting images of 3 very large dogs, and these may be pets, but you're very close to these animals. I see the stone room again. The fire is going, but there's no air blowing it out. The sea breeze is gone. And the warm glow of this fire makes you comfortable. There's a loneliness here. And I'm seeing this man coming back into your life now that you're alone and asking forgiveness. This may be a part of a cycle that the mirror is trying to tell you about. I'm seeing this causing you a lot of uncertainty. This person will have been the root cause of a lot of uncertainty, and I would say that this is likely the person I had mentioned earlier in the reading, the person whose paths you cross. This person is, at least to you, dishonest and often has little to offer you but betrayal. But for one reason or another, this person is important in your life. This is someone whose smile is always very convincing. This is someone who has a way with words. This is someone who's going to seem very familiar to you, even if you've just met them. I'm seeing a lot of colorful silk dresses and things like this, and these aren't things that are from the local area. These are things from far away, and I can see these being kind of flaunted. Or I'm getting images as if I'm looking out of a window at the sea and kind of longing to leave, kind of longing for more, but there's a feeling of being kind of weighed down and held back by where you're standing and the established life you've had. And I'm seeing this man again with a smile. All right, Group Alpha, I hope this helps. If you like tarot pick-a cards, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Love hearing it. Check out occultgate.com for the spreads that I use. Thanks for watching. All right, Group Beta. Well, Group Beta, as I said, we're asking the cards to give us an insight into your past life or past lives, and I'm getting a pretty clear message here. I can see right off the bat that from the Wheel of Fortune, you're probably someone who feels very charged with purpose in life. You likely at times feel very fortunate and as if the heavens are smiling on you. And at other times, you may feel as if everything's working against you. Um, but no doubt you have this sense of purpose and you know that you're here for something more, for something higher. Um, and the cards are reflecting that. That's true. At times you may feel as if this purpose is all about this lifetime. At other times you may feel as if it's something more. But sometimes you may feel as if you don't have a lot of say over your life. Sometimes you may feel as if the twists that life throws you kind of puts you into strange predicaments, and you often wonder how you end up here. And my point here is that you probably are aware on some level of this driving force kind of bringing you into situations. You may not be quite sure what that's all about, but this card definitely tells me that you have a job to do here. And on some level, you're aware of that. It's something that's likely repeated throughout your existence, your past lives, and your major challenge that's standing in the way of this job that you're here to do is represented by the Seven of Swords. And what this tells me is that much of your experience is impeded sometimes by some level of dishonesty. And this is likely dishonesty coming from outside and also coming, as the other cards reflect here, from the inside. There's a few things here that are keeping you from being honest with yourself about certain things, and there are things that are keeping you from getting an honest view on other things. I can see from the Two of Swords, much of your cycle begins with the unwillingness to acknowledge certain things. There's, while you are while you feel very passionate about certain things and you feel very charged to do certain things, on some level, you're usually in a position where you don't want to rock the boat, and there are certain things that it's kind of easier for you to just not acknowledge or to kind of ignore. And, the less you feel that you are disturbing things here, the better you feel off you feel like you are. And what this usually gets you, it leads you to a place represented by the Five of Swords. And this is likely a big part of this dishonesty I'm talking about. This card represents betrayal on a certain level, unhealthy competition, someone who kind of gets over on you through less than honest means. And this really throws a wrench in your gears. I can see that some of your past life journey is centered around feeling alone and unloved, and this is likely coming from outside, someone that you've invested your time and your energy into that has kind of left you disappointed. Now, judging from the other cards here, particularly the Devil as an external influence, this tells me that there is likely someone who you're closely intertwined with, that you cross paths with across multiple lifetimes. This is someone who you are very infatuated with. This is someone who you may develop an obsession with quite quickly. And this is something, like I said, that's very powerful. This spans multiple lifetimes. This is someone who has a hold over you in some way. Now, whether this is an intentional on their part or not, the cards aren't saying, but what they are saying is that your continued encountering this person, it leads to feelings of lust. It leads to feelings of obsession. And what this does is it kind of holds you back. This kind of binds you to material things and keeps you from moving forward. And this probably has a lot to do with this inability that you have when it comes to certain things, to acknowledge things and to accept things and see them for what they are. I have a feeling here, I have a hit that this centers around this person. And this is likely someone that you've encountered in this lifetime. This is someone who is very closely linked to you, and it's likely that you'll continue encountering this soul, whoever they are. And this person brings with them some dishonesty. This person brings with them some underhanded tactics. But this person also brings with them great desire and lust and things like that. And this is something that you can't avoid. And this likely indicates that this is a relationship that you need to deal with on a spiritual level. But I can see that a lot of the time this person ends up standing in the way of what you're destined to do. And this is your struggle. This is your challenge. Yeah, I can see the cycle going here. It goes from passiveness and the inability to accept something or see something for what it is to feeling alone, feeling unloved, to betrayal. But ultimately this cycle ends with the Empress, and I think this goes a lot toward what it is that you truly desire, what it is that you want deep down. And this card represents giving birth to something, ideas, creativity. This could also center around family, and in this case it likely does. This tells me that this cycle, as unpleasant as it can be sometimes, often ends with something good for you. This often ends with a family, something that you've given birth to, something that you love, a beautiful life that comes out of this. I can see that where you go wrong some of the times is represented by the Six of Pentacles. And what this tells me is that on some level, you're waiting for something from this person. You're waiting for a gesture. You're waiting for them to be generous with their feelings, with their heart. But this doesn't ever end up happening. And you kind of put yourself in a position to where you're kind of under the control of this person. You work at their whim if you're not careful. And the bad thing about this is that you're here to get a job done. There's something that you're here that you're destined to do. These chains that this person brings with them kind of holds you back from that and kind of keeps you from attaining what it is that you're after, what it is that you're destined to do. And this likely has a lot to do with spiritual attainment and evolution of yourself. This is a cycle that you're here to break. You know, what I'm seeing here is, like I said, you're likely very aware and you have a very strong sense of purpose here in this life and in your past life as well. And this kind of spans lifetimes. But what ends up happening here is it's someone that you're closely intertwined with, someone who is closely connected to your fate, your destiny. This person brings with them this control over your life and this hold over your emotions and your feelings, your desires. This leads you to kind of closing your eyes to certain things that may be obvious about this person. What that ends up doing is causing problems because they keep everything kind of snowballs from there. At a certain point, you realize that things aren't as they should be, and you end up feeling alone and blaming yourself about things. You may feel as if you love this person, and maybe you do. But, this cycle continues because of the interaction, and the relationship ends up being much the same. Where the catalyst here is I see this dishonesty and some betrayal, and that's when things change. And I can see that things go from a feeling of loneliness and being under this person's control to being more about something new. Where this ends, something better begins. And this could be exactly what it is that you're trying to attain. I'm seeing the Empress card, like I said, and this could very well have to do with like creating a big family, surrounding yourself with things you love and giving birth to your ideas, fostering your creativity, being someone who creates. And this draws you closer to your true destiny and where you're aligned with your true self. You can't avoid this person. You're going to have to deal with it on some level. And one way to break this cycle is not to close your eyes to these things, to address them right off the bat. Don't dismiss your intuition. Go with it. Move in the direction that your intuition takes you, and you'll find that things go much smoother for you. Your relationship with this person can't just go away. This is something that you're going to have to approach differently in order to make it work that way. The cards are saying that where this is going to end up, and what you ultimately need to get out of your situation, and where you ultimately are going to have to find yourself, is represented by the Seven of Wands. And this is telling me that at some point you're going to have to stand your ground against these things, these outside forces. You're going to have to stand your ground and not let yourself fall under the control of someone else, under the control of your own desires. You're not going to be able to tell yourself things to make them better. You're going to have to kind of acknowledge what is and take it from there. The cards are saying that is your path to attainment. And one of the biggest pieces of advice that the cards have for you is the Nine of Swords. And this tells you that a lot of the things that you end up losing sleep over, a lot of the things that you find yourself being anxious about, you need to kind of step back and ask yourself, where is it that you're not looking? What is it that you're not acknowledging here? And that these things will kind of alleviate that, and you'll realize that the things you need to worry about have very little to do with this person. This may serve as a distraction if you're not careful. You need to know how to interact with this person and how to foster things with them. And one of the ways to do that is not to kind of give them a pass and not ignore what you see. You need to address these things as they come, and perhaps stand up to this person, stand your ground, take control of the situation. The cards are saying that that's what you need. You shouldn't expect generosity from this person. You shouldn't expect this person to give what you need from them. Instead, you have to stand your ground in their presence and sort of take control of the situation, and fate will take you to better places. It's likely that you've always felt that you have a strong sense of purpose, and that things that go on around you are kind of set up. You may feel like you're on a set stage at times, and you may feel as if you have very little choice over the way your life goes at times. And to a degree, this is true. There's a lot that you're destined for. I can see a lot of purpose in your existence. I can see a lot of things that you're here to attain, and I can see a lot of challenges also. A lot of what this is going to be about for you is growing spiritually, and I can see that this is a major challenge for you. Is going to be this person that you end up crossing paths with. This person is going to be ever present, and you're going to have to deal with them differently than you usually do. The thing to remember here is, like this card says, it's the control that you give this person over yourself that is the real enemy here. It's not necessarily this person, it's what you make of them in your head and the control you give over them, the anxiety that you give to them, the worry. This is what's going to hold you back, and you need to kind of free yourself from this by acknowledging what is, and realize that this person, when they have control of the situation between you two, they're not going to take it where you want it to go. You're going to have to stand your ground when it comes to many things here, and this is the key to overcoming your challenge. This is the key to your destiny. You'll find that if you can overcome these things, that you can give birth to new ideas spiritually. You can create beautiful things around you, and you can live a very fulfilling life. All right, Group Beta, I'm going to turn to the mirror and see if I can get some imagery from your past life. Alright, Group Beta. So the idea here is that I'm going to look into the mirror and scry some images from your past life or past lives and see if I can't help you reconnect with memories you may have from that past life. So right off the bat, I'm getting images of a very large white house. This may even be a mansion of sorts. This is a very nice house, but it's a bit overgrown. I can see an overgrown like courtyard in the back. There's a fountain with some sort of statue, but the water inside is stagnant and the courtyard is very overgrown. I'm seeing that almost no sun appears here. I'm seeing the inside of the house, which is very... This is done in white and red. There's a lot of white and red colors in this room. I'm also seeing a painting of a man on the wall. I'm getting the impression that this is someone who's no longer around. I'm also seeing an old dusty office with a dried up inkwell. This suggests to me that this is someone who isn't around anymore, that this was theirs. I'm seeing that there are a few people around, but these may not be family. It seems as if the people close to you are either gone away have either gone away doing something or have passed away. I'm getting images of wind blowing across a burning prairie. I'm seeing a white cat. This very fluffy cat. I'm also seeing horses. I'm seeing you being very close to these animals. You may still feel an affinity towards them. I'm seeing a man fading in and out of the picture. This is someone who is quite tall. This person has black hair. This is a very nicely dressed man. You have mixed feelings about this person. I see that there is a lot of desire here, a lot of love. I can also see that there's a lot of passion and also disagreements and fighting. I can see that this person is someone who you feel differently about from time to time. I see this person entering and leaving a lot. I see you waiting for this person sometimes. I'm getting images of a man. This looks like the same man leaving a tent with a bow in his hand, as if to go hunting. I'm seeing this man laughing in a cruel way. At other times, I'm also seeing this person offering you lots of love and consolement. This is someone who tells you things are going to be okay. This person often doesn't stay true to their word. This could very well be the person who is closely intertwined with your destiny. I'm seeing you doing a lot of things with your hands. These are different things I'm seeing. It looks like embroidering an M on a coat or something like that. This is done quite well. This may suggest that you're very good with your hands. I'm seeing you looking at different fabrics and things like this. I'm seeing this man looking for something. These something you're fighting over. Now I'm getting images of you hiding something in a wall, or this could be the bricks of a fireplace. Something like that. I'm seeing you hiding something here, and this could be what you were fighting about. I'm seeing images of a very large basement or wine cellar. don't want to go in there. This is somewhere that you don't like. Alright, Group Beta, I hope this helps. If you like tarot pick a cards, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Love hearing it. Be sure to check out occultgate.com for some of the spreads that I use. Thanks for watching. Alright, Group Gamma. Well, Group Gamma, we're asking the cards, as I said, for a look into your past life or lives to get an idea of what your past life journey has been like. And I am getting a pretty clear message here. You know, from the Two of Cups right off the bat, I would say that you're someone who likely at least has a hunch that your fate is closely intertwined with that of someone else. And that's what the cards are reflecting here. You may feel as if you're always searching for the right one, for the perfect one. You may feel as if you haven't found them yet. And some of you may feel as if you have. But no doubt, most of your life, you will have had this feeling that there is someone out there for you, someone out there that you're looking for. This person will be very familiar to you, and you'll know them almost instantly when you cross paths with them. And I can see that this is much of what your past life journey is about, and your current life journey as well. The reason that you're here is because of this person, and with them, vice versa. In some way, your fate is closely intertwined with this person, and theirs with yours. And as I said, to some degree, you're likely aware of this. From the High Priestess, I can see that you've always been, in your past life and your current life, someone who is deeply connected to your inner self, your inner wisdom. And this is kind of giving you insight into some things that you may or may not know why that you feel, but you do. And this is, like I said, the feeling that you're looking for someone. There are also some deeper mysteries about yourself that you've likely come to accept on some level. These may not make complete sense to you at all, but they are a feeling and a knowledge. You feel like you're driven by purpose and wisdom, and you feel as if you may be kind of aware of something beyond just what we see here. And there's a reason for that. This card also suggests to me that there may be secrets locked within yourself that could help you right now. You know, the closer you connect to your inner wisdom, the more you're going to learn about yourself. And this is really going to unlock things into your current life. This is really going to make a lot of things make much more sense. And I can see that much of this has to do with what you're trying to attain in your past life and in this current lifetime. I can see that your approach to your life cycles has always been very driven and passionate. From the Strength card, I can see that deep down you feel as if you're kind of charged with divine purpose. This suggests to me that divinity may act through you at times, and you are aware of that. I'm also seeing that your approach to life in the past and now is likely very simplistic. You enjoy the small things in life. You know not to get in a big hurry. It doesn't take much to make you happy because, as I said, you feel as if your purpose is to search for that someone. I can see that your main challenge when it has come to your relationship with this person that spans multiple lifetimes is represented by the Justice card. And this lets me know that no matter how things go, they always don't seem to go like you feel you deserve. And this says a lot about some of the reasons that you may be here. You're trying to get it right. You're trying to get what you feel you deserve, and you never quite feel like you get that chance. You know, ultimately, there's something that you intend to get out of this, and I can see that a lot of that probably has to do with what the Ace of Wands is talking about. This is something about a new beginning, a new spiritual understanding, a coming together of two souls that have long kind of been in turmoil with each other in sort of a endless dance, if you will. What you're getting out of a lot of this is represented by the World card. This has to do with expanding your potential, your boundaries. This could have to do with sort of coming together with this person on a much deeper level, or getting something that you feel like you have not attained enough of yet. When it comes to this person that you're likely to encounter over multiple lifetimes, they're represented, interestingly enough, by the Seven of Wands. And what this is saying is that this is someone who has very strong ideals. Not only that, but this is someone who stands on them quite firmly. This isn't somebody who is easily swayed, and this is someone with very strong beliefs. This is someone who you are likely to love very dearly in some form or another, whether you know them or not. And this is somebody who has a place in your soul, so that when you ever cross paths with them, they'll be known to you almost instantly. This person, as I said, they stand firmly on their beliefs. They're very determined, but also very fair. This person may be hard to get close to at times or for very long. And I can see that this person has put up a lot of boundaries due to their own past life journey. This has a lot to do with who they are. This is someone who is going to be easily distracted by whatever they're driven towards. And as I said, this is a very driven individual. So it could be that your encounters with this person are short-lived, but the memories kind of span a lifetime. This is someone who, like I said, is going to be very preoccupied with other things, and it's going to be hard to steer them away from what they're moving towards. And they may not be aware of a lot of things, but the connection will be there. This could very well be a soulmate or twin flame type of person. I can see that at the heart of this, much of the reason that you return here has to do with this person or what your relationship with this person has lacked. There's something that you're learning from this person, something you're gaining from them, and something that you have yet to attain. I'm not saying that your existence centers around this person, but what I am saying is the reason that you may find yourself here searching is because of them, and that's who you're looking for. That's what the cards are telling me. And I can see that a lot of what you're hoping for is harmony, is temperance. Now, this tells me that there's something that you want to come to an equilibrium with this person. And there's something that is kind of out of whack until they are in the picture. This is somebody that you're going to find yourself longing for quite often, whether you know them or not. And like I said, the cards are suggesting that what this is going to lead to is an awakening of new potentials, an expanding of your potential, very strong energies of new beginnings and things like that. This is going to wake something up, and that's what you're after. There's a lot going on here with these inner secrets, these mysteries that are kind of locked up inside of you, and I believe that this person has a lot to do with you kind of opening them up and seeing what they're all about. There's a cycle of completion that is due here, and like I said, this person has a lot to do with that. So I can see an ongoing cycle here, and this is likely how things have gone for you for a little while now. The cards say that the key here to your progress is represented by the Four of Pentacles, and what this is saying is that you should continue being patient, appreciate what you have. You're very good at that. They're saying that you don't need to move heaven and earth for this person, that when things are right, they will come to you. The cards are basically saying to continue being patient, and then you're moving forward very nicely. You're likely to cross paths with this person soon if you haven't done so, and you've crossed paths with this person before. When that happens, your sense of purpose will return, and you'll know that you're here for a reason. And that feeling that you felt for so long, you'll realize that there was actually something to it. So, Group Gamma, I'm now going to turn to the mirror and see if I can get some imagery for you to try to connect with some of your past life memories. Alright, Group Gamma. So, right off the bat, I'm getting a lot of images of a very lush, dense forest. This could be a jungle of sorts, something like that. I'm seeing winding rivers. I'm getting images of an overgrown stone temple with vines crawling up it. And over the entryway, I see the symbol of a serpent. I'm seeing small tents and the smell of smoke. I'm seeing images of writing that I don't understand on a stone wall. I see images of a man. This man might be nobility of sorts. He's wearing very vibrant red and yellow garments, kind of like a robe. I'm also getting images of a woman. She's dressed in white and has lots of adornments, jewelry, stones, something on her head. I get the impression that this is a priestess. I'm seeing images of a serpent winding up a tree, a very large snake. Alright, Group Gamma, I hope this helps. If you like tarot pick-a-cards, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Love hearing it. Be sure to check out occultgate.com for some of the spreads that I use. Thanks for watching. Alright, Group Delta. As I said, we're asking the cards about your past life journey, some of the cycles and things that have been playing into it. And these are things that you'll likely find affects your current life as well. I can see right off the bat from the Judgment card that you guys have likely felt very driven by purpose. On some level, you're aware of the fact that the universe is giving you kind of dominion over certain things. And the reason you've always felt this sense of purpose is because you've been given a job by something higher, and you're aware of that on some level. In fact, you may feel as if you're a little too self-righteous at times. Others may make you feel that way, but really what they're not getting is that you're kind of aware of the fact that you have this divine purpose, and that causes you to be a little more decisive. And when you have all the correct information and you feel like you know enough, you're very quick to move forward. And it's likely that the decisions you do make have far rippling effects, and you've likely noticed this. In some aspect of your life, you likely feel as if you're quite lucky. And you may have this confidence about approaching these sorts of things that you may not even quite understand. But there's a reason for that, because like I said, you have a purpose. I can see that this sense of purpose helps in certain ways and really stands in the way of other areas of your life. One of your main challenges is, and always has been, that this higher sense of purpose kind of stands in your way of enjoying the simpler things in life. The things that you may feel others take for granted. You feel as if you have too much to do on a certain level, that is, to be able to kind of stop and enjoy these things. Much of your past life cycle, and probably the current one, I can see is involves a lot of inner anxiety and worry. There's something that is always kind of nagging at you, and you may not be able to quite place your finger on it, and then again you may. But you'll find that this always leads you in a certain direction. And this has a lot to do with the purpose you've been given here. You know, I can see that a good part of your past life as well as your current one would have been spent trying to balance your emotion and deal with these anxieties and this worry. This likely comes in the form of meeting someone, something like that. But at some point, when you really start to see your purpose come into focus, this is around the same time that you're balancing your emotions out and kind of becoming the master of your own emotions. You know, and I can also see that a lot of that involves standing your ground and sort of putting barriers up when it comes to some. You may come off as cold. You may not be quite as friendly as some people. You stand firmly on your beliefs, and that kind of puts you into direct conflict with others a lot of the time. I can see that. But I can also see that what this leads to and what you're after really it has to do with renewing yourself, reinventing yourself, creating new things. And, you know, one thing I really feel is important here is that there is likely someone who you've encountered in your past lives, and you may encounter this person in this life. There's someone whose fate is kind of intertwined with yours, and this person, represented by the Temperance card, is likely someone who has some sort of soulmate connection with you. This is someone who, when they enter your life, kind of brings that harmony, especially emotionally, like I was talking about with the King of Cups. This is someone who likely acts as a catalyst to kind of balance out your life, and this is someone who is going to be very close and dear to you, someone who, when you meet, you're likely to sense the connection right off the bat. This person is going to even you out and really bring harmony into your life, and this person is the catalyst for the changes and the things that you're trying to bring into being. Represented by the Ace of Wands, new energies, new ideas, a new start. I can see that you've always kind of drawn on a divine strength in order to be able to approach life the way that you intend to. You know, regardless, the cards are saying that your past life has brought you into conflict with many others. But this is sort of the nature of your existence. This is not something that kind of puts you back. This is something you welcome. I can see that. It's likely that this has a lot to do with the purpose you've been given here. And, you know, I can see that the catalyst for all of this is this soulmate whose fate is kind of intertwined with yours. This is someone that you're going to encounter every lifetime. This is someone who you'll feel as if you've known forever. You know, the cards are saying that you've always approached life in a very clear and decisive way. You've always known what you're here to do, even if you may find yourself in situations that you feel you may have kind of set up that way for yourself, but you weren't aware of it until you kind of find yourself there. The cards are saying that you should continue approaching life in this way. You know, trust your instincts, trust your sense of purpose. This will always lead you where you're supposed to be. I can see you coming into conflict with many people in your past life, but it's always been relatively peaceful as far as you're concerned, because there is this other person that I've mentioned that really balances you out and brings harmony into your life. This sort of lets you just sit under a tree and smile at the armies that are kind of in front of you, and this has always brought you peace, and this is a necessary part of your past life journey as well as your current one. You may feel as if you have a lot to do, but you may also feel like sometimes you're kind of lacking purpose. That's because you might be off the track that you're kind of supposed to be on, and you should pay attention to that feeling. Your sense of doing what's right is very clear and decisive, and it will bring you to the crossroads you're supposed to find yourself at. I'm going to turn to the mirror and get some images from your past life to see if we can spark any memories. All right, Group Delta. You know, I'm getting some strange scenery here. I'm seeing images of a fire at night burning on what looks like a beach. There's a lot of cliffs and pine trees. I'm seeing stars spinning in the sky, a very brightly lit, starlit sky. I'm seeing a very dense, dark forest. There's a lot of fog. I can see that these are mainly evergreen trees. This is a colder climate. I'm seeing very interesting built cabins, lodges. I'm seeing very long boats with oars. Interestingly, I'm getting images of what looks like a two-headed crane, like a very tall bird. I'm seeing a knife or a small sword stuck into a tree. I'm seeing the bodies of sheep washing onto the shore of the beach. I'm seeing a rosy cross made out of stone. I'm getting a circle of 9 stones sticking out of the ground. I'm seeing lots of food, lots of meat. I'm seeing a very large man leaving. I'm getting images of a finger counting stars from the horizon up. I'm getting more interesting images of what looks like a pool of something burning. This was interesting. That's all I have, Group Delta. I hope this helps. If you like tarot pick a cards, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Love hearing it. Be sure to check out occultgate.com for some of the spreads that I use. Thanks for watching.